Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the ORL Season 10 Round 6 race here at Monaco. Yes, it is Monaco again because due to the incidents with Vader in the last race with VP Mark and Crow, which ruined their races, the race directors, the race officials decided that the best course of action was to redo the race entirely. However, the big news is Crow and Marco Krisman are unable to race today. But we have a new addition to the online racing league. So a massive welcome to NLE JurY, who will be racing with us in the ORL for the rest of the season. He is currently in AOR Split 2, so he's extremely quick, so watch out for him in the season. However, qualifying has happened. Qualifying was in the wet and the race is dry, so it will be interesting to compare how different drivers considered their different setups. Have they taken a wet setup for track position, or have they taken a dry setup for the race? Starting on pole position, it is VP Mark, who was exceptionally quick in qualifying, and I have a feeling that he may just run away with the race unless he gets involved in an incident. He did just tell me a few moments ago that he was actually on for a 121, but he had a lockup and he threw it away. However, no harm, no foul. All's well that ends well, and we look to start the formation lap. So our standings, the way the grid lines up is VP Mark, followed by Calcifer, Velociphoton, Monster White Lilac, and NLE JurY. From 6th place, you have Nagrom, Elsinger, Black Panther, Myla, TX3 Dav, Twin Barrel J, Shez, ORL Barney, Mechmester, Toff, pole position, Weck, Danny, Alessandro, and Matthew. And I can tell you that the battle for 6th place was extremely close. I think from 6th to 9th was separated by about 2/100ths of a second. I'll include a picture, I'll edit a picture of that in hopefully around now so you guys can see how close qualifying was. The quick guys, for those of you who watched the previous episodes, I was talking with Shez, and hopefully he'll be able to join us in the commentary box at some point. I say hopefully, but hopefully he doesn't crash. But yeah, I would like him to be in the commentary room with us. But yeah, essentially we were saying you do have a top group and then a secondary group, and that top group is VP Mark, Calcifer. Calcifer is a current double reigning champion. Velociphoton from AOR Split 1, as is VP Mark. Monster White Lilac, NLE JurY now, and usually you have Marco Krisman and Crow, but they aren't racing today. And then you have the battle of the rest, which is Nagrom, Elsinger, Black Panther, and Myla. And Twin Barrel J usually is up there with them, as the drivers line up on the grid as we look to start this 50% race, 39 laps here at Monaco. I am excited. I hope you guys are too. Right, just waiting for the last cars to line up. I just realized I should have got this up. And 5 red lights. Away we go, and it's a really good getaway from Calcifer. Will he be able to get anything down the inside? Velociphoton with a good start. Monster White Lilac, does he hold it around the outside? Yes, he does. Monster White Lilac into 3rd place. NLE JurY will be looking to have a little go onto Velociphoton. As I pressed the wrong button, and okay, the only change from the top 10 is Monster White Lilac, who got a great start and took Velociphoton round the outside into turn 1. But look at this, down the inside. And is he out of the race? NLE JurY. NLE JurY, can he hold it around the outside of Elsinger? No, he can't quite manage it. NLE JurY looked for the inside down into the lowest heaven on Velociphoton, but he ended up hitting the wall, and that has cost him. He's right on the tail of Elsinger now. We're just going to stick with them just for a little bit. Right, I'm going to change the gap. I want that to be interval detail. Let that be Okay, we can have that on tyres. Let's see what tyres everyone has started on. So Master White Lilac is the only one of the top 9 who has started on the super soft tyres, as VP Mark is looking to stretch his lead at the front of the pack. And he's already stretched out 1 second, so there won't be any DRS for the guys behind. But Nagrom is extremely close to Velociphoton. Don't forget, Velociphoton is one of the quickest drivers around for Monaco, currently sitting second in the world leaderboards for time trial. But that doesn't stop Nagrom from being right on his tail. So it'll be interesting to see, because Master White Lilac has pulled a big gap to Velocity. So maybe it's just because of when Nagrom tried to get down the when Jury tried to get down the inside of Photon. I mean, it is the best chance to make up positions on that first lap. But let's just see how this race unfolds. But let's ride on board with Jury. And there is a yellow flag in Sector 2, so we're going to be approaching that. And Jury loses the back end, and there's contact with the Williams of Myler. And Myler's into the wall. That is unexpected. He is going very slowly as Alessandro runs wide. Will pole position be able to get away through? Does he? He does look for the inside into Raskas, and he overshoots massively. And was he looking to come in the pits, but he had someone on his inside? Alessandro into the pits. Black Panther, he's found a way past Velociphoton. That is interesting. Velociphoton, he doesn't have any damage, as VP Mark sets another fastest lap of a 1:11.2. He is flying. Wait, let's see if Velociphoton comes into the pits. I did see on the timings that Black Panther had caught up massively. Velociphoton's not into the pits, so did he bin it? I'm not sure. We missed that. That is a shame. But TX3 is on the back of Velociphoton. And oh, Velociphoton has rage quit. That's, as he disconnected, you can see that he has the red X above next to his name, which means that he has disconnected. So I'm not too sure what's happened here. It's going crazy for round 5 of ORL. Let's take the onboard view. As down the inside goes Danny on Mechmester. No, sorry, Weke on Danny. Yeah, Danny on Weke, sorry. And I'm not sure, does Weke have some issues? I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce it. Is it Weke? Was it just Wek? But that's interesting. But Nagrom now right on the tail of Danny. And it will be extremely close. But Weke isn't too far back as Nagrom gets a decent exit. And Danny peels into the pits. There is a virtual safety car. What has happened? Let's go through the order. Maybe we can find out. No idea. So the question is, who's going to peel into the pits? No one of the top guys are coming in the pits. The first person who can come in the pits is Shez. Will he do it? Shez is 14 seconds behind, so Barney could have actually gone for the pits. Could have actually worked. What will Shez do? Shez is in the pits. Clever boy from our co-commentator, man. What about Mechmester? Nagrom, no. Weke, no. Right, so let's ride on board with Shez. He was 8th on the entry into the pits. Let's see where he will come out. He'll probably come out 12th or so. 13th. Okay, that's not bad considering it was under virtual safety car. However, the virtual safety car did end midway through. So let's ride on board with him. Black Panther is also close to Elsinger. NLE JurY just trying to stay close, as we can see just ahead. Nagrom closing in on Mechmester as NLE JurY has a look down the inside into the Novel chicane, but he is always going to be a bit too far back. He can't quite get off the Danny Ricciardo late braking. And NLE JurY, Matthew has a 3-second time penalty. For those of you who have joined us, whoa! As a massive moment from Weke But Weke is closing in onto Nagrum, so he gets DRS as well. And then NLE JurY looking down the inside into Sandevot. He doesn't have it. Wow, Weke holds it round the outside. Great stuff from Weke. And down the inside, oh, that's always going to be difficult into Massenet. This is getting feisty now. Let's ride on board. NLE JurY. Oh, it's close. He goes for the inside into the Mirabeau chicane. And that is sent Weke wide. And I think he went off and he had to reverse back out. And Shez is right on him. Shez has done his pit stop, so he might not be doing another pit stop after. But Shez now right on the tail of Weke. Weke, I keep forgetting. I don't know. And down the inside he goes. There's a bit of contact as Weke runs into the back of Shez. But I don't think that affects his car too much. Muster White Lilac into the pits. Let's see where he comes out. He'll be looking to come out ahead of TX3. And he's had an issue. Oh, he's been into the wall. He's been into the wall, and that has cost him. But TX3 Dav is coming round the last corner. Will they come out in front of Muster White Lilac? It's going to be very close. Yes, they will. And there is Muster White Lilac. That's going to cost him massively. If he was a second or two ahead, he might have been able to stay up in 5th. And he would have had 15 seconds of clear space. The question is, can Muster White Lilac find a way through? We saw Crow lose his front wing last time out, and he came through flying, making up places. And whoa! What was that from Muster White Lilac? That was an insane. That was brave. That was extremely brave from Muster White Lilac, and that will be in the highlights reel. He tried down the inside into the swimming pool section. On the exit of the swimming pool section. I mean, he's made it stick, but I don't know what the officials are going to say about that. We'll have to wait until next race to see what they say. As Muster White Lilac taking no nonsense, and to be fair, that was great evasive action by Barney. As Muster White Lilac looks for the outside, and TX3 lets him through. And Muster White Lilac on a rampage. And wait. We've missed it. NLE JurY found a way past Nagrum as they both peel into the pits. Let's actually see. Nagrum is in the Mercedes garage, so he might be able to get ahead of him through the pits, and that would be crazy. Okay, so Nagrum had to change his front wing, which has cost him. But so has NLE JurY. And Nagrum doesn't get out ahead. That was actually close. But Shez is going to rejoin in 9th place, I believe. Will he get out ahead of those two? No, not quite. It's actually really close. And NLE JurY has a time penalty for corner cutting. That must have been on the exit of the pits. But Shez is really close. Maybe down into Mirabeau, he'll be able to find a way through. TX3 Dav has DNF from the race. We've missed what's happened there as we watch these two in the pits to see what would happen. Let's ride on board with Mechmester, who is closing in on Weke. And he goes down the inside as Weke locks up. So I'm glad we caught that on camera. Mechmester up into 10th place. And it's a decent exit actually. Let's ride on board. Here we go. Will he look for it down the inside? He's looking, but he has to back out of it. That's a wise decision. As ORL Barney is alongside. Who is he alongside? It's NLE JurY and there's contact. Oh! That was unfortunate. ORL Barney going straight into the side of Nagrum. Contact between JurY and Nagrum. And Barney is just the unfortunate one who collects. Will he come into the pits though? Has he damaged his front wing? No, what? He went straight full pelt into the side of Barney. And as Weke has found a way past pole position as Muster White Lilac comes through. Weke moves out of the way, but pole position. And pole position has made the way, has got back past Weke as Weke slowed down too much to let Muster White Lilac through. Sometime now, let's sit on board and just watch VP Mark. Oh, and he's into the barriers. Has that damaged his front wing, or has he managed to get away with that? Calcifer's closing up massively. Could this be the start of the hunt for first place? And he's lost 3 seconds this lap. He's almost 2 seconds off his previous lap time again. And Calcifer's closing and closing. He just flipped that quickly, and Black Panther is into the pits. And he will come out ahead of Twin Barrel J. So he's noticed that he has had that gap. But Twin Barrel J coming around, Black Panther is in the pits. And there is the front wing replacement. Twin Barrel J is going to be close. I think Twin Barrel J is going to get it. Yeah, Twin Barrel J is taking it. But Black Panther right on the back of Twin Barrel J. What can he do? Oh, and Black Panther's into the wall. I looked away for a second just to look at my phone, check messages, and Black Panther has lost the back end on the entry into the Novel chicane, and apparently VP Mark has a bit of damage on his front wing, and he comes into the pits under the virtual safety car. Okay, so I guess you were spot on with that then. Cheers for that message. Do we know when that happened? And who's into the pits ahead of him, actually? Okay, it's Matthew. And VP Mark. How has he done that? He's thrown it away pretty much. That is actually gutting. That is just such a shame for him. That's twice at Monaco he's been leading. And albeit last time it wasn't a fault of his own, but this time, unfortunately, it is. And he has 7 laps. And he is on the Hypersoft, so we will be seeing a massive charge from him. And look at Monster White Lilac. He is catching down up to Calcifer, so we might have a 3-way battle for the lead in the final laps of this race. But I don't know if VP Mark can do it. He's going to have to catch about 2 seconds a lap. But VP Mark within 4 seconds now. And it's a 1:10.7 water lap to do it. But let's see, there is a yellow flag. And there is contact. It is the... Okay, that's Barney. So that's why Barney has left the session. And that was Weke. Let me just find him. That's Danny. No. Okay, but let's just stick on VP Mark, who he doesn't quite get the exit, but he does have DRS and fresher tyres. What can he do heading into turn 1? Nothing, it seems, this lap, but he gets a great exit. Maybe up the hill? No. Yeah, this is going to be extremely exciting. Last few laps we saw... Oh, and there's contact! Hopefully, for the sake of VP Mark, that hasn't cost him his front wing. Right, let's take the TV camera now that he is right on board. We got to sit on board with him as he set his flying laps, and he is right on the tail. Can he get the exit through Portier? This will be one opportunity for him to make the move. And it is a really good exit from Portier as the TV camera rides on board. Down the inside, could he get it to work? Weke has left the session. And there's yellow flags. He can't do it down here because the dead car of Barney... Okay, the car has been removed, finally. That will be really annoying VP Mark that he wasn't able to get past as a result of that. But we are still on board and we will stick with this battle. Oh, looking down the inside for Raskas, but he backs out. He is right on the tail of Monster White Lilac. Can he get the exit? DRS is activated. Oh, and he backs out. Oh, there's contact. And what happened there is he had to lift out. He turned off his DRS as a result because Monster White Lilac, I think he braked a bit early, and as a result there was a bit of contact. VP Mark tried to move to the inside, but wow, that was interesting. Thankfully none of them are out of the race, and we do still have 1.5 laps between these two to fight for second place. But look at this, Hang on, the wrong button. NLE JurY is closing in on Elsinger as well. We have 2 battles. We're going to stick. VP Mark is really close now. Let's stick with him. Can he get it in too? He's going to do it down the inside. It appears that the Novel Chicane is the place to overtake as VP Mark takes 2nd place. Let's ride on board with NLE JurY. VP Mark should have 2nd in the bag now. And he has done it with 2 laps to go. So a great move from him. Now he just wants to pull the gap because he does have that 3-second time penalty. Don't forget that. NLE JurY, he is on the back of Elsinger. Remember then, they haven't been lapped. So they do have this lap and the next lap to go. NLE JurY, he is quick. Can Elsinger hold on to a big points haul of 4th place, which would be 12 points, and massive for him. Oh, and there's contact that almost sends Elsinger into the barriers because he was already losing the back end as he put the power down. But it's all about the exit through the final corner. That's where you need to be. And NLE JurY knows that. He will be setting himself up for that last corner. He is close as Elsinger locks up. But Elsinger might get DRS from Matthew. Will this cost NLE JurY? He doesn't have DRS, Elsinger. NLE JurY, will he go for the inside? He looks for it. Oh, massive loss of the back end. Don't forget, Elsinger was at the back of losing 6th place on the last lap against Nagrom here at Monaco last week. He will be aware of that mistake that he made and will be very keen not to make the same mistake again. He will go defensive, I'm sure of it, heading into the Novel Chicane. NLE JurY is not close enough. Can he get the exit to Portier? He is on older ultra softs and they both have a massive slab and Elsinger's pulled. Surely it's over. Calcifer's taking the win, followed by VP Mark, followed by Master White Lilac, who was 13 seconds behind, and NLE JurY does lock up heading into the Novel Chicane. So he will drop the position. Shez has crossed the line, pole position has crossed the line, taking the final point in 10th place. And it looks like Elsinger will have 4th and NLE JurY in 5th. Oh, wow. That was an exciting final few laps to the race. But here we go. As NLE JurY takes 5th place. I don't think he was quick enough to find a way past Elsinger, which is a shame for him. But that is the end of round 6 here at Monaco. I hope you guys have absolutely enjoyed this race, because I have. I've lost my voice, and that's how I know if the race was exciting. If I've lost my voice, it means I've been shouting way too much, and there has been way too much stuff going on. Let's just wait to see the final standings of the race. But Calcifer with another win. He is on fire. He's just too consistent. It is ridiculous, actually. Can we see the final positions? VP Mark holds on to 2nd. He did have a 3-second time penalty, but Master White Lilac had 14 seconds worth. Elsinger and JurY hold on to their positions. Neither of them had penalties. Oh wait, NLE JurY had loads of penalties actually, as did Black Panther and Twin Barrel Jade, but none of the other positions have really changed as a result. So a good race from all of them, and yeah, a massive congrats to Calcifer, who takes another win. Massive shame to VP Mark, but a great comeback from him towards the end of the race. Hello everyone, so for this race here at round 7 Monaco, I've decided not to include the overtakes of the race. Do let me know anyway what your favourite overtakes were. However, our post-race section will this time be devoted to post-race interviews, and we were fortunately able to interview Calcifer, our race winner, and VP Mark, who made a storming comeback to 2nd place. Take a listen. Right, yeah, fantastic race from you. Thanks. I do have a question from the start of the race. When you do qualifying in wet conditions, especially for a track like Monaco, where grid position is so important, do you take a wet setup or a dry setup?
I took a dry setup because the race was dry.
Okay, fair enough. Because I was wondering, would you take a wet setup for grid position or go for the dry setup for the race strategy.
Yeah, I did try.
But yeah, no, really great job keeping out of. We saw quite a few incidents, especially on the first lap. So fantastic
Yeah,
job.
I saw that in the video.
Did you see what happened to VP Mark actually towards the end?
I think he pitted for Microsoft.
What do you have any advice then for fellow gamers who want some tips for Monaco?
Just take it steady and stay off the walls.
Fair. And how easy it is to lose that, the concentration that you've got.
It depends. For me, it's not really that hard to keep the concentration.
Right. Fair enough. But yeah, a massive thank you for joining us for this quick interview, and massive congrats.
Thank you.
All right. Cheers, and best of luck for the next races. So that was our race winner, Calcifer, who gave us a short interview. And VP Mark, are you there?
Yes.
Hey, okay, right. So, what happened?
I clipped the wall. Just
Okay.
that.
I think we had just switched to, I think it was on the exit of the swimming pool section.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
a fast left-hander right after the nervo chicane.
Oh, okay, so through to that. No, because we saw the incident and then we thought hopefully it's alright, but you didn't come into the pits, so we thought that everything was alright, and but then we saw your lap times had dropped by about a second or two a lap, so we thought maybe you were just taking it cautiously.
Yeah, it pretty much felt good to drive after a few laps, but yeah, of course it's slower because my front wing was damaged.
But one thing I will say, when you came in the pits and you were on the Hypersoft tyres, I think everyone who was watching the Twitch stream, we were all super hyped for that. And so before we get to the actual overtaking manoeuvre, what happened heading into turn one? Because we saw we saw some contact.
I tried a bit of a dive bomb that didn't end well.
Okay, fair enough. Well, you gave it a shot, and then you managed to get a really good exit through the tunnel, and you made it stick going into the chicane. So,
Yeah.
a massive congrats on that. Obviously, you didn't know at the time, but if you had just stuck behind Mr. White Lilac, he had about 14 seconds worth of penalties, so you would have had it anyway. But I guess that's one of the good things that you don't know, because it makes you race and challenge for these positions.
Yeah, I didn't know how much penalties he got because normally you can ask your engineer about that, but I was too focused about him, so I didn't ask my engineer.
Fair enough.
So-
And I did ask Calcifer as well. Did you, in qualifying, because it was wet but the race was dry, did you use a dry or a wet setup for your qualifying lap?
I used my dry setup because I knew it was dry in the race, so yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, so it seems that all of you did that, because I thought a few of you would have gone for the race for track position by taking the wet setup. But no, massive congrats to you, because that was a blistering lap in qualifying, and yeah, massive shame, because you did so well pulling the lead, and I guess that's just Monaco. One little error could massively cost you.
Yeah. I guess the people would say I did the Vettel plus Ferrari.
Yeah.
First bottling it, and then I did a Ferrari strategy.
I think
But, yeah.
I'd call it a McLaren strategy myself. Ferrari usually get it right, but no. But how's your Canada? How's your Canada? How are you feeling going into round 7?
It's actually my favorite track, so let's
Oh.
see.
Okay, well, if
That's-
Monaco wasn't your favourite track, I'm actually worried to see how quick you're going to be around Canada then.
Yeah.
But a massive thank you for joining us for this interview, and best of luck for the next races and the rest of the series.
Yeah. Thank you.
Alright, cheers.
Cheers.
This was round 6 here at Monaco for the ORL Season 10, and Calcifer took the win yet again and extended his lead. So again, thank you guys very much for watching, and I'll see you next time for round number 7 at Canada. Thanks guys very much for watching, and as I said just a moment ago, see you next time.